Hi, hello. So, today, sorry. Okay, my brain just had a moment. So today, I'll be redesigning some of the side characters from High Guardian Spice. You guys really liked the video, so I meet my demands. It was also quite easy. Finished drawings take me a long time, so they're kind of hard to do. I have school and stuff, so it's like, bleh. And I have an art project due, which I need to work on, actually. It was due today. I'm peak responsibility. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. So yeah. I wanted to apologize for last video because my brain has not been working, and I feel like I was really out of it when I was talking. I'm gonna try to stay concentrated, but it is kind of hard. I don't know. My brain is not braining right. I'm not even braining right enough to write a script. I have like I don't even want to talk about how my writing is right now. I look back at some of the texts I send people, and I'm like, that okay, you know what? Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry for talking for this long. I should say before the video starts, if you like me, if you like my art, if you like these redesigns, you should subscribe. Hit the little bell. Like. Also, I think I don't know. Okay, so I keep on losing subscribers and then getting the same amount back. I don't know if people are getting unsubscribed. If you've been unsubscribed and have to resubscribe, comment and tell me. I'm kind of concerned about that because I know YouTube does that and I am scared. So, you know. But yeah, sorry for taking up this long. Like, if you like this video, subscribe, and let's get to the drawing. Hi. Okay, so now I get to talk about the redesigns. So I'm gonna have to talk fast, but let's see how fast I can talk. Okay, so this first one is Amaryllis. I read the wiki. I didn't want to spend my time watching the show, so I read the wiki, and what the wiki told me, or what the wiki told me, was she is a mean girl, and she has purple hair. So the first thing I did is that I realized a lot of the characters have long hair, and I thought for variety I would make more characters have shorter hair. So she got short hair. She also, I complained about this in the first video. There are so many fantasy races out there, and I am not good at drawing like furries, so there's probably going to be no animal humans. But for humanoid species and races, there's so many. I made her a fairy because so many, like, why does everyone, like, humans are boring, okay? Okay? So she's a fairy. That is, okay. So I also decided that she would look more, instead of more like prissy, I don't know how to describe the outfit. She would look more like a fairy, but in my mind, like, fairies are the same size as humans, so at least for this world. So she's human sized, so there's no confusion. But I did want to keep some of that sort of like, I like the gems, so I kept the gems on her hat and I gave her a like gem choker. I imagined her magic to be like fire magic, just because it kind of contrasts with the whole fairy in the woods. I don't know. I did a lot of experimenting with her dress because I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, but I ended up making their dress sort of like a flower. I looked all over Pinterest because I was trying to find like a sort of preppy yet fantasy witch that wasn't like too like dark academia, and I couldn't find anything. That did not help me, but I ended up finding this dress that a lot of girls wear, where it's like poofy and it's like a princess dress, or like it's like a princess top where it has the poofy sleeves. I found one of those and I was like, hey, what if I make that a dress? And what if I make it look like a flower on the bottom? Because she's a fairy. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool on them. So I made her a fairy, and her colors, I pretty much just said green and pink, because green like the plants. I speak for the trees. And then pink because her design already had pink on it. I also did something, I wanted the fairy to because she's a fairy, I wanted the fairies to be a little bit more inhuman. So I decided that they would get little horns and have like black eyes. I have no reason for it other than I wanted her to look less human, because I don't. Variety. I'm gonna talk. All these characters, actually, except for the last one, I'm gonna be saying variety. I only did 3, but you know. So yeah, that is Amaryllis. Also, if you don't know, well, I don't know what these characters identified as unless it says it on the wiki. But I did decide that the show is really diverse, so a lot of these characters are going to be some form, either I'm changing it because they were already straight and I was like, this show is supposed to be diverse, so I changed it, or I just felt like it because I looked at them and I was like, yeah. Or I'm just like, yeah, you look like it. So this Amaryllis, I made her, them a demigirl. I just get those vibes. As someone who's recently discovered myself, I get those vibes, okay? Okay, so now we can go on to the next one, which I will have too much to say on. Hi. Okay. That was weird. My mic quit working. But this is the character I'm going to have too much to say about. Snapdragon. So, first of all, I think I said this in the first video. The transition magic in the show, I really don't like it. I've talked with the trans guy who's my best friend. He says it's the stupidest thing. Like, you are a trans person trying to escape the modern world and the things that make it a pain in the butt. There's a fantasy world where you could just magic spell change your sex, but you have to take it once a month. I just find that very, like you can't just. And I understand it's probably for educational purposes, but like escapism is such a nice thing to have for all genders. That is my first thing. So for this, I'm drawing Snapdragon as how she would be, and I also changed her to be a half dragon, because Snapdragon, dragon, variety. Yeah. I should talk about the design before I should say more, because I do have a lot to say about this character that isn't about the design. So the first thing is, with her being a dragon and a fighter, at least that's what I saw. When I looked at her armor, it looked like she was like more of a hand-to-hand fighting person. I imagine she uses some sort of battle axe. In my head, I thought of a sword, but then I realized the main character had a sword, so we had to have a different weapon. I also made her armor like a knight's armor, knights and dragons and all that jazz. And I tried to make everything warm except for a gem in the center of her little chest plate and the green eyes. And I made them more of a piercing, a natural green to give off that she's a dragon. I already said I made her, okay. I also used a green. I realized a lot of these characters do have green, but I tried blue and yellow, but green won. Okay, so now that I'm done talking about that, let's go back to the character. So this is how I feel about it. You can tell a character's transition story, like maybe she didn't realize it when she came to the school, and maybe she had more masculine armor and was how she was, but maybe at some point in like the early episodes she realizes this, and because in my mind you can just put a magic spell on yourself, or find someone who's strong enough to put a magic spell on you to do it. And there is a trans teacher, I think, I heard that's a self-insert character. I might design him. She could go to him and be like, "Mister, I feel this way," and then he could be like, "No problem." And then they would do that magic spell, and if she didn't like it, she could just go do the magic spell again. And then it would be less of a risk thing, and then she could just be happy and live. At least that's how and she could just, Or if that seems kind of unrealistic, if she's a dragon, then or if she's I don't know. If she's a half dragon, I don't know if she would have if she would stay in that human form or not. But if she could change what her human form looked like, I think she would. And I also think, okay, for High Guardian Spice, I feel like it's very scummy to just, to market the show and have this character there, but not as how that character, I wouldn't say should look, but making it to where it'd be really easy for someone who has never watched the show to misgender that character. Like, I know it's just a character, but it's like, you could have made this Snapdragon's story and put it through little bits of it throughout the whole season, and then for her to slowly change in appearance to what she would look like at the end of the season, or do it in a couple episodes, or do it in like 2 episodes, and advertise the show of what she would look like after that. Like, I feel like it's not, I'm talking way too much, but I feel like there's something about that that's just disrespectful, and I don't know I can't put my finger on it. Like, all I know is like, like, it just feels not right to me, and I might be wrong feeling that way, but I feel that way, and I feel like it was wrong to market her in the show and all the marketing material and on the whole series. She's presenting male, and if she's supposed to be trans, why doesn't she ever, and I know there's never going to be a second season, so this character is never gonna get that development, and so I'm making hand gestures because it's irritating me, and I'm gay and Italian, so that's how I talk. But yeah, that's all I have to say for Snapdragon. I really like her new design. I just, they did this character they did this character dirty to me. Now that I am done ranting, let's get on to the next one. Okay. My mic is still being weird, but it's okay. So this last design for now is Nepety Cat. This character was a cat girl. I was kind of gonna definitely do this because I like to draw cat girls. It's fun for me. That's how I learned how to draw, and that is what I'm gonna keep doing till the day I die, probably. Or keep drawing until the day I die, probably. So I didn't change their race too terribly much. Like I said, I think they're like a cat that can transform into a human. So that is what they do. Also, I should mention this before I say the rest of the drawings. I changed this character to be gender fluid, with going by all pronouns. I'm gonna try to say they for most of this, but I might say she, they, for this. But they go by all pronouns. Okay, you can't see me. We went over this. Italian and gay. I'm gonna be doing hand gestures that you will never see. Okay. So for this design, I wanted them to be a brown cat. Brown cats are extremely rare. But I felt like a black cat, evil black cat, because I think they're supposed to be the villain. So, I decided that it would be a brown cat, or that they would be a brown cat. And I didn't design the kitty form because I just kind of didn't want to, if I'm going to be honest. I'm recording this the day before it should be uploaded. Don't be like me, kids, and don't be irresponsible. So, with this character design, there was one thing. I don't think a supervillain that's a cat would wear a big fluffy dress like that. Or not a supervillain. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I don't think a villain, especially if you're a cat and you're trying to get around, that sort of dress would be a pain in the butt to like hop around in and like try to, like, I don't know, even in a human form, it would be a pain in the butt. So I changed it. I kind of wanted it to still be fluffy because I like fluffy dresses, but I ended up going back to a more like a dress, kind of more not fluffy. I also put shorts under the dress. These characters are like 12, so I'm not gonna just leave a character with a skirt that could easily like fly up and not give them shorts at that age. I also, I should say one other thing, is I gave this character a harness, but I was drawing this and I was thinking about how I take my cat out on a leash. I don't do it as much anymore because now I can trust her to stay in the yard. But I used to take her out on a leash, and she would go eat the grass and on her little leash, and that's what I was thinking about. I was like, what if I also gave this Nepeti cat a harness, and they could both, like the cats on leashes. It's not sexual. I just thought of that, and I just thought of that. Also a cat, a collar. I think the Nepeti cat also had a collar in the old design. I'm looking at it. I'm kind of blind. It looks pixelated, but it looks like a collar. So, Also, I did experiment with giving this character long hair, but I ended up going with short hair, like really short hair for that. And after that, I decided that this character was going to be gender fluid. Maybe for how ending up they feel, the dress could change, or the dress could change into shorts. I just didn't draw that, so this is how they look. But yeah, there's nothing much for me to say for this character other than that is that I just kind of, I should say this, is I also gave them more padding. I don't know what this character really does other than I think the character is a villain or an anti whatever. So I made it to where if they wanted to sneak around in their human form, it would be easier. I didn't give them knee pads, but I did give them elbow pads and shoulder pads to protect, even though it's kind of shitty armor. And I also gave them a little thing around their thigh that holds things, so they can hold anything that they need to take from sneaking around. So yeah, this is all I gotta say for this character and for this video. I said this in the beginning, but if you like this video, subscribe. I could really use that. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, so that'd be cool. I tried to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and that didn't work out. But I want to try to still get to 500 subscribers soon. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.